if you were to go back at the beginning of your comedy career and tell yourself some chunk of advice?
I would say, it's funny because I'd want to talk to myself for like days just to save myself time. But it would be, I was going to say, listen more early on. It's not that I wasn't listening, and I mean to like everything, to like listening to the other comics at the open mics, good and bad, listening to, going to see shows of people that already know what they're doing, watching the specials, watching late night sets, which I did do a lot of, but it took me like maybe 6 months to really understand that was was almost as important as going and doing an open mic, is just understanding like what does a real joke sound like? What is it structured like? Because there's a period of time where I got to a point where I started transcribing late night sets and really analyzing jokes of other comics that I loved, to understand how to try to like almost come up with this story about how they might have thought of it. Like I'd look at the joke and be like, I wonder which piece of it if they thought of that part first, how would they have gotten from, like, if they thought of the punchline first, how would they have gotten back to how they set it up? Or did they think of the setup first? Or if that actually happened to me, how did they figure out that next part? And is there like a way that you can use that information about how you just thought, like how you just guessed sort of, and I might never have gotten it right in terms of how someone thought of something, but it doesn't matter, because what I thought of was a way they could have thought of it, which then allows me to think of something that I think might be kind of funny. And I sort of apply the same logic to a different thing.
That is a cool idea. It's almost like reverse engineering it, and then even if it's not the same material, you can apply whatever function that you've developed to back it out to a new joke idea to get into something, or to develop something.
Yeah, it's funny because I actually just did that with the joke this morning, in a very simple way, and I'm not sure I'm just looking for the original joke that I did it to. And I think it was it was Ronan Hirschberg, who's a hysterical comedian. It was just a tweet, and he tweeted, the goose step makes the Nazis the most evil group to have their own choreography. And I thought that's a very funny tweet to me. But then I just thought, I thought to myself, could I have ever thought of that? And what I realized is if you took something that you wanted to talk about, like it's literally in my notebook right here. So it's like, okay, Nazis, that's the topic. Then if you listed everything about Nazis and you're like, evil, bad, Hugo Boss uniforms, goose step, and you're like, oh, goose step, that's funny. What is the goose step to the Nazis? It's a move. It's choreography. Like I was trying to figure out how you would have. And look, he may just have thought of it all at once without ever doing some sort of weird formulaic thing. But then it becomes like a writing exercise where I want to use that, like pick a topic, list everything, pick one of those things, and try and connect it back to the topic with something that's not. And I'll try it later today, probably with something that's not Nazis. I'll just think of something else. Like it could be global warming. It could be whatever, maybe I'll pick something that connects to a joke I already have, because then it's more interesting. If I find something funny, I might be able to like plug it in somewhere.